As twilight dims and the night begins to stir, in the hollow moments betwixt wake and slumber, you may find yourself in the Spooking Minutes. Listener, be careful. You're in for a scare. And he crept downstairs, hearing the jingle-jangle of jingle-jangle bells. As he approached the living room, he saw the fireplace wide open, and he heard the crackle of the fire. But something was roasting. Santa's head! Whoa!
Oh, it smells like bacon.
It does. Welcome to the Spooking Minutes. 'Tis the season to be spooky-ish. I guess that's Halloween, really, but this is, of course, the podcast where childhood fears come to life. Were there some jingle bells in that thunder crack? I think there was, because I'll put those in post. Today we're not outside around a fire in the woods. It's a little chilly. It's Christmas. We are, in fact, inside, nice and warm, sitting by a crackling fire of our own. Santa's head roasting over a fire. Smelling good. I hope you guys are hungry. We got a nice cup of eggnog. Nice warm mug of hot cocoa. A nice 64-ounce bottle of water to stay hydrated as well. A little flask of apple juice to feel cool. Did you guys ever fill up a flask with like juice to feel cool, like you were drinking when you were younger?
I always kind of wanted one of those metal flasks because I really liked film noir, and like detectives always had those metal flasks. But I also didn't drink, so it felt kind of silly to do both. You know, have something like apple juice in a flask. But there's always that kid in high school that would have one, and it always felt like they're kind of putting on a little bit of a show.
What if you just had one now and you just had like tomato soup in it or something? Just to, you're just like, fighting off the cold, you know? And you just take a sip and they're like, what is that? You're like, no, it's tomato soup.
Yeah.
Nice and warm.
You couldn't fit a whole lot of tomato soup in one of those, though.
No.
It'd be like one swig of it, I imagine.
Yeah. Especially with the crackers in there. Ugh.
There's a brief moment when I wanted to own a pocket watch because I thought those were kind of cool. And I'm really glad I didn't, because that'd be an embarrassing story now that I was a kid in like elementary school with a pocket watch. So I never bought a flask and I never bought a pocket watch. So I was still not that uncool.
I think every boy goes through this. I definitely had those of like, should I get a pocket watch? Let me know if you wanted one of these ever. Did you ever want a straight razor?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
They seem like the more manly way to shave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really justify it. I don't actually grow all that much beard, and I think I'd rather an electric razor. But yeah, I think it's a mark of boyhood to want all these manly things, even though they're.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I stopped my briefcase phase before real school started. Like, I was carrying around a briefcase. And
till what age?
I don't know. Like, I was probably 7 with my little briefcase. And then, like, whatever grade 2nd grade is. And no, 4th grade. I replaced a backpack with, like, very much like a briefcasey looking thing, which was a disaster. But I really
like,
wanted
I'm
that.
Ally McBeal.
Yeah, and I think in probably like older than I should have been, like in school, I was like, oh, I'd like to get a trench coat, which also like the whole detective thing. And then I saw another kid wearing a trench coat, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that, because my dad was driving with me, and he said, what an idiot, that kid's wearing a trench coat. And I was like, yeah, I guess. I mean,
slowly cross it off your Christmas list. That's definitely, I think, like, I don't know, when you're young, you don't know. Like Fedora kids or like Trilby is a big one.
That's a good example, yeah.
There's probably definitely kids too who had pocket watches and look back and they're probably like, God, what a dork I was.
I did wear a blazer with one of those like elbow pads.
Yeah.
In high school, like the days where
that was kind of stylish though.
Like super.
Did you have a hoodie? Did you have a hoodie under it?
Nope.
Oh yeah, you were.
I
cool.
even affixed a tiny pin to the lapel. Like it was like a damask pattern. It was terrible. Not the blazer, but like the pin.
Yeah.
You know. But these were days where you could wear wherever you wanted, like not your uniform. And I chose to wear something even more formal than the uniform for money.
Louise lets loose.
Anyways, I'm Slay Steve, SLEIGHING. Haha, Christmas. As always, I am joined by
Mosley and Matthew. I cannot make that Christmassy.
Looming Louise.
That sounds kind of Christmassy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Christmas is looming. Mm-hmm. Just a few short days away. Mr. Kringle will be joining us. Before that, I've got a question for you guys. Mm-hmm. Christmas, of course, the day Santa Claus commits a felony and breaks into your house. Mm. Which kind of movie monster do you think you could take if it broke into your house instead of Santa Claus? I don't know why. The first thing that came to my mind was alligator. Those classic movie monsters.
And to dive into that, you think you could take on an alligator that just was in your house?
I think I could get it out.
Okay, because if an alligator came in my house, I would be out of there so fast.
Here's the fact about alligators. Also, we live in Canada. An alligator in Canada, he's going to be pretty low-key because he's cold-blooded. Mm-hmm. But alligators, they have tremendous biting strength. They don't have good opening strength for their mouths. So that's why you can easily hold their mouths closed. But also, you just grab it by the tail, you drag it out of there, get some momentum going, do a few spins, and you just let go, fling them off into the snow. That alligator is done.
You've given this a lot of thought.
Yeah. I've prepared for one animal and one animal only. Alligator.
Steve, are you sure you don't shave with a straight razor?
Yeah.
Because that is so manly.
I shave with the claws of an alligator. Ripped its arm off.
I always thought I could take on a mummy. They always just seem like not that strong. Like they've been rotting for millennia.
They're dry.
They're covered in toilet paper. Light them on fire, especially if they come down the chimney. They're not even going to survive that transition.
No. You don't even know. You don't even have to get out of bed.
In fact, there's probably been mummies attempting to deliver gifts for millennia, and they just catch on fire every time and go right back up the chimney as ash.
Yeah.
I think I would choose like the claymation Yeti.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because like he's not that scary.
No.
Don't
you think? He just like has a lot of teeth and he's big.
And you could just mush them all together in one giant plasticine ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to set up some like piano wire across a couple doorways and be like, come here. And he'll just walk right through and cut into like several pieces.
Yeah. Alternatively, maybe like the dumber one, like not Joe Pesci, but the dumber guy that's in Home Alone. I could probably take
Harry.
him. Harry. Yeah, he'd be...
Marv.
Marv.
Yeah, Marv.
Yeah. I feel like I could take him alone.
Classic movie monster, Marv from Home Alone.
Though he never... Kind of like a serial killer, like Friday the 13th type monster.
Yeah.
He is unkillable. Like
That's true.
The amount of shit that he goes through in Home Alone 1 and especially number 2.
Yeah.
He's alive by the end. Unkillable.
Yeah, you're onto something. You're onto something here.
He gets like electrocuted. He gets like
he turns into a skeleton.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think. Oh man, there might be something horrifying about Marv from Home Alone.
It's the perm.
Yeah. All right. Today we're going to talk about something. I think we maybe talked a little briefly about it last Christmas episode. But in merry old Victorian England, a very popular pastime, especially around Christmas, leading up to Christmas Eve especially, I believe, was sharing and telling ghost stories. very fun. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that. And also, well, some of the ghost stories that would, the tradition of telling ghost stories in Victorian England kind of comes from local ghost stories. So we'll talk a little bit about a local ghost story of our own. This is an article I found on history.com by Elizabeth Yuko, talking about how ghost stories became a Christmas tradition in Victorian England. So towards the end of each year, as fireplaces are lit and hot cocoa is made, Americans have made a tradition to revisit their classic holiday books, movies, and songs. And though ghost stories may seem out of place in present-day America, they were once a Christmas staple, reaching their peak of popularity in Victorian England. Like most long-standing cultural traditions, the precise origin of telling ghost stories at the end of the year is unknown, largely because it began as an oral tradition without written records. But according to Sarah Cleto, a folklorist specializing in British literature and co-founder of the Carterhoff School of Folklore and the Fantastic, that sounds like a fun school to go to.
Yeah.
What would you specialize in at that school?
I would be a mummy specialist, and I would absolutely spread that rumor that they were originally a Christmas thing before.
Yeah.
But then they started just light on fire.
Yeah.
I'd have a double major of like fairies in the woods, and then also, you know, those like tiny little guitars that they have like in like old paintings.
Like a lyre? No.
Yeah, sure.
Like a mandolin?
Yeah.
Okay. That's your minor?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd be most interested in the one of the Yule lads. I don't know if you guys remember. Ijsgeslikker.
Oh, I remember.
Guys, can we hear that again?
Ijsgeslikker. I forget what that translates to. Something liquor. He licked something.
Bowls, I believe.
I think that was bull liquor.
Oh, okay, that's a different.
There was a few of the Yule lads were liquors.
Yeah.
According to her, the season around winter solstice has been on transition and change for a very, very, very long time. The season provoked oral stories about spooky things in many different countries and cultures all over the world. Spooky storytelling gave people something to do during the long, dark evenings before electricity. The long midwinter nights meant folks had to stop working early, and they spent their leisure hours huddled close to the fire, says Tara Moore, an assistant professor of English at Elizabethtown College. Fancy. Plus, this is true, you didn't need to be literate to retell the local ghost story. So yeah, it was in Victorian England that telling supernatural tales at the end of the year, specifically during the Christmas season, went from an oral tradition to a timely trend. This was in part due to the development of the steam-powered printing press that made the written word more widely available. Thanks, Gutenberg. Is that the guy?
Oh, yeah.
Johannes?
Could be. He made the Bible. The Gutenberg
Oh, yeah?
Bible. If you own one of those bad boys, you are in the money.
No, I just have a Steve Gutenberg Bible.
Yeah, that's not worth much.
And on the fifth day, he created Police Academy. You know, that's got legs. This gave Victorians the opportunity to commercialize and commodify existing oral ghost stories, turning them into a version they could sell. Capitalism, baby. Higher literacy rates, cheaper printing costs, and more periodicals meant that editors needed to fill pages, Moore says. Around Christmas time, they figured they can convert the old storytelling tradition to a printed version, which is popular. So people who moved out of their towns and villages and into larger cities still wanted access to the supernatural sagas they heard around the fireplace growing up. Fortunately, Victorian authors like Elizabeth Gaskell, Margaret Oliphant, and some guy named Arthur Conan Doyle worked through the fall to cook up these stories and have them ready to print in time for Christmas. Oh yeah, telling horror-filled holiday tales continued to be a family affair in England, even when they were read rather than recited. We know from illustrations and diaries that whole families read these periodicals together. That's because Mr. Bean wasn't invented yet. The year Mr. Bean came out, people were like, don't eat these anymore, just threw them into the fireplace.
Do you think
He's got a turkey on his head.
When they read those periodicals together, do you think they like try to synchronize their reading speed? Like, were they trying to read at the same time so they like guffaw at the same time?
What do you mean?
Well, like, you wouldn't want to be reading ahead and then you're laughing at something, but someone else is like gasping at something.
I imagine they're reading it out loud.
Oh, see, I thought they all had their own copies.
Like textbooks, like in school when you were handing out like the same copy. Like,
I guess I misunderstood this whole setup.
I think I would imagine it's no, because I think there's a bit So the popularity of Victorian Christmas ghost stories also transcended socioeconomic status. They were available to read everywhere from cheap publications to expensive Christmas annuals that the middle class ladies would love to show off on their coffee tables.
Oh,
So I think they would just have these really nice coffee table books of ghost stories that they would probably read aloud.
that's very fun.
Yeah, or maybe there was a family who just all would kind of huddle around it and just kind of read quietly in their heads and try to.
All right, everybody, gather around.
It is what the Sears catalog was in my house.
Yeah, the Wish Book. Remember
Yeah,
the Wish
we
Book?
Love that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was there a family who didn't love the Wish Book? And by family, I mean their children, because parents did not like that thing.
Wonder what year they stopped making that.
I was just about to ask. What do you guys want to? Let's do a Google. What are your guesses?
My bet is longer than you expected. I'm gonna say they gave it up around 2005.
2002.
Matt, I'm gonna go one. I'm gonna do 2006.
Nice. Yeah.
What's this? Oh wait. Printed the catalog from 1933 to 2011,
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
and once again in 2017.
Okay.
Although that would only be available online.
That
I think
doesn't count.
2011.
Wow.
That's surprising.
Yeah. Well, I was closest without going over, so
You win.
you guys owe me a wish book. Charles Dickens, believe it or not, played a huge part in popularizing the ghost stories in England. Obviously, A Christmas Carol. He wrote a bunch of different Christmas novellas, several of which involved ghosts. And he started editing more and more Christmas ghost stories from other people and working those into magazines he was already editing.
Can we briefly dig into your disgust of A Christmas Carol?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever really watched a full version of it.
No, not even Mickey's version?
Not even the Muppets?
No. Not
That's
even
why you don't like it.
Scrooged. I don't know. Yeah, I think I got the gist of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Mean guy, mean to his workers, and little crippled boy, visited by several ghosts.
You've really never watched the Muppet one?
No, yeah, I'm not a huge Muppet guy.
This call's over.
I don't think show's canceled.
Pack it
I don't
up.
think I've watched a single Muppet movie or anything.
What?
Do you know how often Louise talks about Kermit? It's wild.
Every night or when she's sleeping.
Absolutely.
Comes up a lot.
Yeah, it comes up a lot. More than you would think.
Interesting.
I probably told you this, Steve, but on my end of year, I don't have Spotify, but I use Apple Music. It is a similar thing, like showing you your greatest, most played songs. And one of the top albums for me was The Muppets. I forget which one. One of the Muppets movies. I'm like, I don't recall listening to it all that much. It was because almost every single morning, Louise would listen to Working on a Coal Mine, sung by various Muppets.
It's a great song.
Yeah, so just on our HomePod.
Right.
So Apple really thinks I love that album.
All right. Okay. I'll check it out. I don't. Yeah. I don't know. Not my thing. But do you guys like A Christmas Carol?
Yes.
I have a soft spot for the Disney animated version with like Scrooge McDuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like the Muppet one with Michael Caine.
What if there was like a hot version with like Louise? I know you like Glenn Powell as Scrooge.
Oh!
They should absolutely make a sexy version of that.
Guys,
Yeah.
you're talking about this now, but in a year, that will be a thing if you don't take it to Hollywood.
I'm
right
already
now.
mad about Hot Frosty.
Yeah.
You had that idea.
That was
You
a
pitched it to
that
me.
was a joke I had. It was a
Think
Twilight
of all the
parody.
Netflix money you could have.
Let's make Hot Scrooge. Okay.
That's Scrooge.
I think too, like it's in the public domain. There's nothing we don't have to pay a dime for it.
Who else would be like? I guess Timothy Chalamet could be Cratchit.
I was gonna say Tiny Tim, but
I was
that
going to
works.
say sexy elf.
Timmy Timothy.
They just shrink him like they shrunk that Hugh Grant in Willy Wonka.
Using the same technology that they used to make Hugh Grant into an Oompa Loompa. Timothy Chalamet as Tiny Tim. So yeah, that was a popular thing during Victorian England. It was something I read didn't cross over to America because they were still. Can you believe it? The people who burnt a bunch of women and hung a bunch of women thinking they were witches didn't like the mystic stuff for a while. So it didn't really carry over. I was surprised eventually because yeah, they got really into like mysticism and like spiritualism in like the 1920s and 30s. I'm surprised they didn't start then, but
Yeah.
so yeah, so I think everywhere kind of has their own ghost stories. So in the tradition of local ghost stories being the kind of told around this time, I thought we could talk a little bit about a little ghost from around Exeter, Ontario,
Please.
where Matthew and I hail from. Matt, what did you kind of know about the Green Lady of Hay Swamp? What did you kind of know growing up? Did you know much, or?
I knew that the Green Lady was married to the Jolly Green Giant.
Okay.
I knew there's a vegetable connection there.
Right.
She really enjoyed peas and frozen bits of carrot and corn in a blend
Oh,
because of her husband introduced her to that.
right.
But that truly is the extent of my knowledge about the Green Lady. I always heard her mentioned, but I never knew the
Yeah.
story, so I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, I never really knew too much either. I mean, I heard, yeah, she lives in the swamp. She glows. Sometimes as you would drive along Highway 83, you would see glowing green lights, and that would be the Green Lady. So I did hear a couple different things growing up, too. Like, I know when I think of Hay Swamp, I think of, like, north of Highway 83. But there is also, I guess, more swamp, yeah, to the south of that. There's the Devil's Elbow, which is kind of a bridge that had a really sharp angle. I guess a lot of people, before it was kind of fixed to be less severe, I guess some people would drive off of that. And I heard that. So that was one story I heard was that if you parked there at like midnight, the Green Lady would come and get you. So that
Oh,
was one thing I heard.
what would she do?
I don't know. Although there is one thing I found in a story that I don't know if it's true or not, but it's one of the things that somebody heard. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it. So this I found from the Huron County Museum's Haunted Huron exhibit. This was written from Jody Jerome. She wrote that she inhabits a swamp and is seen only at night. She exists within the 4,544 acres of the swamp and marsh undisturbed. She wanders in a landscape teeming with white-tailed deer, great blue herons, and greenside darters. Her home, the swamp, is uninhabited by humans. Those who attempted settlement failed, the wet environment wiping clean their efforts. Within Hay Swamp lay the remains of a community that was named Sodom by a tea-drinking school inspector who disapproved of its excessive drinking and boisterous gathering. The little community built around a sawmill destroyed dense stands of old-growth hardwood, the kinds of trees that take a century to mature. Was it an accident or justice that caused the fire that burnt the sawmill owner's house to the ground, killing a mother, 4 children, and a brother in its blaze? Or is it the Green Lady? Is this where her myth began? Motorists driving through the swamp on dark, moonless, foggy nights have seen her green light bobbing among the trees. The stretch of Highway 83 from Exeter to the Hay Township Concession Road are littered with tales of the Green Lady that get passed on from teenager to teenager down through the generations. Tales of her haunting the swamp are not always as gentle as the bobbing green light in the night. She is credited with preying on teens in a parked car who seek the privacy of the swamp trail for romance or mischief. One unlucky boy is said to have had his head cut off and thrust onto the radio antenna. His severed head with a mouth open in a scream and features twisted in fear is said to be a warning to all those who would invade the swamp and bring it harm. The Green Lady's story is one mired in mystery. Her origins are unknown. Her tale changes with each telling and each teller. For some, she is a ghoul. For others, a swamp angel. She inspired stories like the play Glenda Burrell wrote, Return to Eden 2048, that reveals her not as a witch or as a monster, but as an early naturalist, misunderstood and disregarded. Whoever she is, or was, her presence in Hay Swamp is strong yet ephemera as the mist that masks its murky depths. I mean, that doesn't give a ton of information. That does kind of have the idea of, parking. I know there is like, because I've done tree planting out in the swamp, in the day, thank goodness. And it's really nice out there. Really lovely dirt if you're planting trees in the swamp. It's so good. There's some places you go to dig and it's like there's roots and there's clay and it's tough. But you go into the swamp, oh baby, that shovel slides right in like you're cutting a piece of cake and ooh boy. Um, but you do find like yeah, kids still go out there. They drink, they have fun, or yeah, romance. I don't know. I did mention Sodom. That was a little kind of settlement that was started, like the late 1800s, by a sawmill. And I knew that it was, yeah, this kind of. I think Exeter was dry at the time, so that's when they were still drinking and stuff, and that's where this pompous teacher, I guess, was calling about. I did find though a newspaper article that had the report of the fire, which I thought I'd read for you guys because there's some interesting things in here, which is just more of a true crime road to go down. But so this says this is what 1923. It's from June 8th from the. Ooh, that's old-timey print. The Huron Expositor, that's what it must be. 6 lives lost in fire. Mrs. Silas Stanley, 35, her 4 children, Clarence, 6, Charlie, 4, Wilfred, 2, and an unnamed baby, 2 weeks old. Gotta name that baby after 2 weeks. And her brother, Alfred, age 45, lost their lives early Saturday morning in a fire which burned their home on the Lake Road at Sodom, 3 miles west of Exeter. Silas Stanley himself was badly burned. He saved his adopted daughter, age 20, and his oldest boy, age 12. At midnight, Stanley was awakened by smoke and went downstairs to the kitchen. As he opened the door to get a fire extinguisher, which he kept in the summer kitchen, a wall of pent-up flame burst in upon him. He then rushed back to the bedrooms on the second floor to awaken his sleeping loved ones. His wife was the first aroused. Go downstairs and out. The house is on fire, advised the husband. The mother started for the stairs. Then she turned and hurried back to a bedroom. "My baby!" she shouted in an explanation as the husband stared at her returning. Then he rushed to the 3 front bedrooms, awakening Beatrice, his brother Albert, and his son, Harry, all of whom slept in separate rooms. The brother reached the head of the stairs and then, as if panic-stricken, darted back towards his bedroom and was seen no more. The girl and the boy, Harry, made their way downstairs. There the father threw them out of a window. Then he tried to rescue the others, but was prevented by the flames. At last, weak to the point of collapse, he reached the broken window and fell to the ground. By this time, neighbors had arrived. Although they organized a bucket brigade and lent every assistance, they were powerless to save the rest of the family. The house was engulfed in flames, which prevented anyone from approaching it. Dr. H.K. Hindman of Exeter was called and took charge of the 3 members of the Stanley family who had escaped the fire. The father was burned and bruised, but will recover. The 2 children, Beatrice and Harry, are also bruised from their fall. Motorists were attracted from miles around. Soon after the fire became visible, almost 100 cars were on the scene. The drivers and their friends did all they could to quell the flames. The fire apparently broke out in the kitchen of the Stanley homestead. The fire apparently broke out in the kitchen. The Stanley homestead is an old frame building erected 40 years ago and proved an easy prey for the flames. Mrs. Stanley was a former school teacher at Sodom. She married Silas Stanley 15 years ago. The fire, it is thought, may have caught from a smudge used during the day to rid the house of mosquitoes. I don't know. All we have is Silas Stanley word here, but if you ever watched Dateline, the husband did it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty suspicious. That was my first thought.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. He's got a wife at 35, former teacher, well past her due. The age, the ripe old age of 35, well past any use. And then he's got an adopted daughter who's 20. Okay. Sounds like Mr. Stanley's making the moves on adopted daughter. He's pulling a Woody Allen.
So did he name the town Sodom?
No, so that was a nickname. So someone
someone
else gave it that, and I don't think it had a name, but people just started calling it Sodom because they were kind of, and they just were like, okay, yeah.
I thought that's the official name, which is like, you can't name a town that nowadays.
Feels weird to call it that. Yeah,
that's a biblical name for a terrible town of sin.
Yeah. So it's more of a nickname, but yeah, that's what it stuck. And that's why it's not around anymore. I guess this was a big part of it. But also, yeah, they tried to build in a swamp, which didn't help.
That's not very bright.
No, it's not. And that is one of the things like I've heard about the Green Lady is that maybe she is a swamp witch, caring for the trees and for the woods itself, and didn't like what was going on there. Another possible explanation of her, this was, I found this on a forum that dated back to like 2005.
Oh, it's gotta be true then.
Like a spooky forum. This was someone, they kind of mentioned the Green Lady and then they gave this, almost like they wrote this, or they read this from a book, but they said it's the kind of story that turns up in folklore books that you maybe, also a lot of towns probably have similar stories, she said, but, or they said, I don't know if it was that, but, their tale of the Green Lady says, from circa 1920, an idyllic country day in the meadows, 3 children are laughing and playing on a raft in a country pond. The raft overturns. One of the children is tangled in the raft and begins to drown. The other 2 frantically try to rescue their sibling. A young mother hears the screaming, runs to the pond, dives in to try to save her children, but in the terror and panic also drowns. Fast forward 2 years later, a typical rustic type is driving his truck down a lonely country road one night. As he drives along through the marsh, he sees a group of children huddled under a tree by the road. He stops the truck and yells at the window, asking what the kids are doing at this late hour. The children don't speak. They remain huddled together, shivering with wide, blank eyes. They are drenched and covered in mossy swamp muck. The driver says he can give them a ride to the next farm, but the children seem unable to move. The driver gets out of his truck to help them get in, but the children scamper off deeper into the dark swamp. The driver follows them deeper into the woods until he is suddenly aware of an eerie green glow coming from the reeds beside him. He turns and sees the last thing he will ever see. A day or 2 later, his body is found floating face down in an old, forgotten pond.
That's why you never help anybody.
Yeah.
I've
driven past tons of teens huddled underneath in the cold, and I just keep driving. No
I see
way.
a kid shivering, I'm out of there.
Yeah. Oh boy. Put the pedal to the metal, baby. That one does feel more like a ghost story, for sure. Someone took the time, it feels, to write some tragedy in there. That's one I've never heard before, though, about why she's out there. But that's another possibility. This last excerpt is another explanation. This was from a story by Paul Mansfield, which is called Up from the Devil's Elbow. And it seems to be a fictionalized tale of someone, but it's written as being a true story. So I don't know if it was someone's true story that he fictionalized or his Saul fictionalized, but this was something that someone heard, I guess, that he wrote into the story. Basically, in the story, a guy, like the 70s, picks up a girl. They go to the drive-in at the old Starlight Drive-In. They park at the Devil's Elbow, another infamous spot where the Green Lady apparently resides. And they start making out. And this is the explanation they give in the story. I heard that there was some crazy old lady that drowned herself because her boyfriend didn't give her what she needed. They call her the Green Lady. She's all transparent and crazy and mad because he didn't give her the dick that she needed. Which
Classic
I've never heard
Victorian
that
story. Yeah.
Yeah. Did not get what she needed. So yeah, I don't know about that one, but could explain why it doesn't like. I mean, I think if you think about the Woods Witch, if you're parking a car, there's a chance you're leaking some sort of mechanical fluid into the nature. She could be mad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're like a young Colin Powell who took another girl there, and she's like, "Hey," and she like tapped on the window and was like, and he like was like not having it, and she lost her shit.
Did you say Colin Powell?
I was going to bring this one up too.
Yeah.
What?
I believe you combined Colin Farrell and Glenn Powell into one, but you combined it into Colin Powell, who was something to do with the George Bush administration, didn't he?
Yes, that's right.
What's his name then again?
You might be thinking of Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell.
Colin Powell is a
That's
very
right.
different man.
Colin Farrell, possibly.
Yeah, we've been watching The Penguin, and geez, yeah, no, I meant
And also dreaming about George Bush's administration.
all the time.
Colin Powell, oh boy.
What a hottie!
Hubba hubba.
Oops. No. Both of you looked so confused while I was telling that story, and I was like,
It's
no,
like,
this really checks out for me. Like, this is why are they looking at me like this?
it's like, who does Jen want to cast in Sexy Scrooge?
Weapons of mass attraction, am I right?
Okay.
Oops.
So there's a chance that Green Ladies kind of did come over from Europe. They are something that you do hear about a lot of times in Scottish kind of folklore, I guess.
Banshees.
Yeah, so that's yeah. So this mentions Banshee. So like the Banshee in Irish mythology, the Green Lady has an extraordinary place in Scottish and Welsh folklore, as she is believed to protect the family and its home. Green Lady is a traditional and benevolent ghost found in many Scottish houses and castles. It says Irish banshees usually move with the family if necessary, which is kind of fun. You have a banshee that, man, you're like a family, like, oh, don't fuck with that family. They got a banshee. Like, what, they got like a big dog or something? No, a
Worse.
banshee.
So
Oh,
in
shit.
this case, the Green Lady immigrated to Canada. Like Canada was a Green Lady free country until they came over to the New World.
Till the Scots came over? Yeah, man. It says too, the Green Lady protects people and are herders of domestic animals. It seems to me, care about the land and could be. There's also in English folklore, Green Ladies are kind of more fairies, who often live in trees or in the woods. So yeah, I mean, it could be a mix of like that kind of idea with like the Scottish kind of Green Lady is someone who's protective of the nature of the trees of the woods. Or it could just be a lady who drowned herself because she wasn't getting fucked good. So yeah, that was kind of what I've heard about the Green Lady. I don't know. I've never seen her.
No.
But yeah, that's what's going on in Exeter town. Would you want to bump into her?
She sounds kind of scary.
Yeah.
She sounded cool when she was like, just being all Greta Thunberg on the environment and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, just be good and protect the swamp. But then you were like, oh, she like decapitated someone and put them on the radio thing. No, I don't mess
Yeah.
with that. Our best.
But if you want me to go digging and put some trees in that ground, oh yeah.
Oh, do it.
No, that's good digging.
That soft soil.
Oh yeah. See, I'm a good guy. I'm planting trees.
Yeah.
I think she'd be like, okay, you're cool.
Do you have a thing for the Green Lady?
No, I don't go out there.
Steve, do you have a crush on the Green Lady?
No, guys, what? No, like
Do you like her? You can
Guys,
tell
no.
us. You
Oh
can
my
say.
God.
We're the only
No,
ones
like-
here.
we're just friends. Like, no, it's cool. Like whatever.
Steve, if you like the Green Lady so much, why don't you marry her?
Oh my god, like, could you imagine? Like, oh my god, like what would I even like? No,
Steven
like
and
there's
the
no way she
Green
would even.
Lady
Oh, God.
sitting in a swamp tree. KISSING.
Oh my god, you guys, shut up. That's so silly. Like, no, but
Steve,
maybe.
your cheeks are turning green right now as you're blushing.
Oh my god, shut up. You guys are butts. Oh
What
my-
would you name
no.
like your first child with the Green Lady?
Oh my god, I don't even think about that, but definitely Charles. Season's greetings, spooksters. I am, of course, actor of stage and screen, and man who watched a mall Santa be trampled to death during a Boxing Day blowout sale, Victor Lacoste. We'll be getting to today's terrifying tale in but a moment, but first, if you're looking for a delightfully frightful time this holiday season, then why not watch my 1956 Christmas chiller, Carol of the Hells? In it, I play a carol scientist who discovers when certain Christmas carols are sung backwards, they summon demons from hell. And you thought a youth choir could butcher those songs. Now, if you're looking for some plain old holiday fun, watch A Small Town Hometown Christmas on the S&M Experience's YouTube channel. And have a very scary Christmas indeed.
Christmas, the most scumderful time of the year, filled with jingling bells, joyful yells, and of course, putrid swamps. In today's story, our intrepid hero, Bebby, is unwrapping a mystery, but might just find a Christmas spirit instead. Will this year be a white Christmas, or will she fear a green lady?
It's night, Friday night, the most sensual of nights. In the depths of Haze Swamp is parked an automobile, and inside said automobile, two dark figures move against one another in a fashion that the cultivated man might describe as making whoopee.
Oh, Deborah, you're so sexy.
You're so sexy, Kyle.
Thanks, Deborah. I can't believe when I first met you in drama class that someday we'd be sticking our tongues in each other's mouths.
No, I know. It's so crazy to think about. When I first saw you, I thought, ew, I'm never going to move my body sexually in a sexual manner up against his body out in the swamp. But then you came up to my locker and you said those 5 words every girl dreams to hear.
Yeah, I said, hey, Debbie, wanna mush against me? That was 6, but I mean, who's counting, right?
Yeah. It's kind of weird that every girl dreams to hear, hey, Debbie, when their name's usually something else. Anyways, do you want to keep making out some more?
Oh, yeah, stick your tongue in my nose.
I was going to stick it in your ear.
Oh, please do.
I'll find every orifice with my tongue. Did you hear that?
No, but I saw like this faint green glow.
Was that you? Did you fart?
I did.
Oh, that must have been it. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's keep going.
Let's make out. Did you hear that? You farted?
I did, but I also heard something different this time, Debbie. Did you fart?
I did. It was kind of deep.
Yeah, real swampy, like swamp gassy.
Good thing we're in the swamp. Nobody could tell.
But I'll know.
Yeah. Hey, it's kind of cluttered in here with like a bunch of litter and like chip bags, like Dorito bags and Lay's still pickled chip bags. Can we just throw them out the window into the ground?
Yeah, let's litter. That's what cool people do. And we're cool people in high school. Oh.
Yeah, we're so cool. I can feel them getting hotter by the second.
Here we go, Cool Ranch bag out the window.
Yeah, goodbye, chocolate milk carton that's half full of chocolate milk still.
What's this? Pringle can out the window.
What's this? Souvenir bottle of toxic waste from a toxic waste plant. Into the soil you go. Blah, 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 blah.
Here we go, some like used uranium cores from the nuclear power plant my dad works at that I stole. Out the window.
Here comes the nastiest thing of all. Your underwear. Ew. Fling.
Hey!
Who's that?
Did you fart again?
Yeah, I did.
Hey!
Wait, do you hear a voice? It's been saying hey a whole bunch. We've just been ignoring it.
Well, we did have the Lumineers Hey Ho playing. So yeah, it's been saying hey a lot.
Hey!
Oh. Dun.
What is wrong with you kids?
Look, it's Officer Bojangles.
You guys can't be at this swamp.
Yeah, is there a law against it?
Yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Every Friday I come by here and you're still here and I keep telling you, you cannot be here.
Kyle, what does he mean every Friday? You come here with other girls?
I like Deborah, Gina, Rita, and you know what's getting sweeter?
Hold on, can I make a phone call real quick? Hey, Lou, it's me, Debbie Bega, your cousin. You know that new sound you were looking for? Well, listen to this.
I got Sally, Rita, Jessica.
What? That's not the sound you're looking for? Not quite? Okay.
Listen, Kyle, I know your parents. I'm going to call them right now. You got to get out of here. You can't sit at the swamp because there's been dangerous shit happening to kids down here. Also, you're going to get an STD.
From Deborah? Why?
The swamp isn't the only thing crawling with critters.
No, I'm talking to Deborah. Okay, Kyle, you're disgusting. All right, you got to go home.
Okay, I'll just get out of the car and walk home.
No, 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 no. You guys have to drive home. It is not safe.
No, I'm gonna get out and walk because I'm mad at Kyle.
I suggest that you be mad at Kyle closer to your house.
No, it's okay. She can walk home. Bye.
I'm gonna walk and nothing bad's gonna happen. Oh, I'm walking. Oh, that was an owl. Oh, spooky. I should have taken that car ride. Wait. Oh, maybe he's coming back. And he must have swapped out his halogen LED headlights for green ones. Oh, he's coming awful quick. That's not Kyle.
It's the next day at Exeter High School. Debbie's best friend, Baby, approaches a gaggle of youths outside their lockers.
Hey, has anybody seen Debbie?
Yeah, she was sticking her tongue in my ear last night.
Oh, Kyle, you're so gross. Why are you like that?
It's the way I like it.
No, like, where's Debbie then?
I haven't seen her. We usually take the bus to school together. But today she wasn't at the bus stop.
She didn't even get on?
She didn't get on.
Oh, Kyle, I think you would have been the only one last to see her.
Yeah, last time I saw her, she was sticking her tongue in my nostril.
Yeah, right, we got that. But then what happened?
Oh, then the officer showed up. He's like, beat it, kids, because there's like swamp stuff around. And she's like, oh, I'm going to walk home because I don't like that you sleep with tons of women. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to leave you here in the swamp.
Hold on. And then you drove her home.
She said she wanted to walk. I respect people's wishes.
So you let her walk home from, like, where Devil's Elbow is?
It's only like 6 miles away in the dark.
Wow, you're a piece of shit, hey?
Yeah, I'm a real piece of shit. If I'm going to self-evaluate, yeah.
Kyle, oh my god, you've given STDs to everybody and you let her go on her own?
Bebby, have you heard the expression sharing is caring?
Kyle, have you ever heard the expression, you're a dumbass?
Guys, should we maybe, like, tell somebody that she's missing?
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm gonna
look
go
for
tell
her?
the principal.
Let us now move to the principal's office. Inside sits a disheveled man, a cheerless man. The sort of man who had his pedagogical dreams stamped out by years of parent-teacher associations, dreary bureaucracy, and contemptuous, ungrateful teenagers.
More detention slips. Oh, boy.
Excuse me,
Oh,
Principal Wexler? Look, that Kyle kid left Debbie to walk home last night by herself after Officer, whatever his name is, like, came down to the swamp and told him to stop making out. And now Debbie's didn't even come to school, and I think she's gone.
huh. When you say gone, what do you mean?
Well, no one knows where she is.
Well, maybe she's still in the swamp. Who knows? Do you think it's weird that Kyle said last night it was Friday night and now it's the next day and we're all at school?
Definitely.
Something weird is definitely going on here.
Look, can you just, like, call her parents or else I'm gonna have to get involved?
All right, hold on. Let me call up old Debbie Crabapple Senior. Doot, 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 doot.
Hello, this is Debbie Crabapples, Senior.
Hi, Debbie Crabapples. This is Principal Hammersmith.
Oh, Principal Hammersmith. Oh, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine, except it's Saturday and I'm in the school for some reason.
Why are the kids at school today?
I don't know. There's a lot. There's, Bebby's here and that Kyle kid with all the STDs. Kyle Crotchrot, as we call him.
He's no good. He's been hanging around my daughter and just keeps asking people to stick their tongues in his ear. I did it once or twice, but, like, I didn't like it.
All right. Speaking of Debbie, your daughter, maybe because it's Saturday, she's not at school. I guess that's probably case closed. She's at home, right?
Nope.
No? You sure?
I'll check around. I'll check every room. Hold on. We only live in a one-bedroom place, so, nope.
Okay. Does she have a job or something?
You think she could be employed? Debbie? My Debbie? Not a chance.
Okay.
Who would hire her? I wouldn't. Oh my god, she's useless. What are you gonna hire her? Tim Hortons? Get out of here.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
I hate her. I hate her so much.
So, I guess you wouldn't know if she came home last night. You probably don't keep tabs on her.
Nope, she's useless.
Okay, sort of like this conversation. All right, well, I'll go tell Baby the bad news.
Goodbye, sexy.
Oh, sorry, yep. Goodbye.
Hey, what are you doing later?
I guess nothing. Saturdays I usually go to the grocery store, but I'm at the school for some reason, so...
Do you want to become Debbie Jr.'s new dad?
Sure, you want to go out to the swamp and mush bodies together?
Yeah, let's mush.
Principal Wexler, what is happening on this phone call?
Oh, sorry. Oh, wait, look, Debbie Sr. didn't know anything. Apparently Debbie Jr. didn't come home last night. Also, is everything okay at Debbie's home life? Her mom really doesn't seem to give a shit about her.
Oh my god, so she never went home?
Is it possible she went somewhere else? Or maybe ran away for a new life? I think that's what we're going to chalk this up to.
Look, we gotta go to that swamp.
Oh, I'm going there later with Debbie's mom, so...
That night at the swamp, in the driver's seat of a 1997 Buick LeSabre is Principal Wexler and or Hammersmith. Beside him sits Debbie Sr. In the back seat is Bibby.
I'm just realizing sometimes kids call me by my first name, which is Wexler. Wexler Hammersmith.
That's such a nice name, Wexler.
Hey, Bibby, why don't you get out of the car and go maybe look for your friend?
Absolutely not. We're on a stake. I don't even know why we're staking out the swamp.
You're the one who said just come out and we'll just park and we'll just watch for her.
No, I didn't. I said we have to go get the cops and figure this out.
Debbie, take a hint. Debbie Jr.'s not going to get a new dad if you keep interrupting our makeout session.
You guys are disgusting. And your daughter didn't come home. Aren't you worried?
You know my daughter, right? Pretty useless, right?
Wow. You know what? I'm going to go out in the swamp and I'm going to find her myself.
Oh, good. That's what we wanted.
Yeah, that's what we asked you to do.
Yeah.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Hey, Wexler.
Hey, Debbie.
Just call me Debbie Sr.
Okay. Just call me Wexler Hammersmith. Do you know why they call me Hammersmith? Because it was my dad's last name.
You know why they call me Debbie Sr.?
Because you had a daughter who you named Debbie as well.
No, my last name is Senior.
Oh.
That's my dad's name, too.
Debbie Sr.?
Yep. I'm actually Debbie Sr. the second.
Okay.
Hey, I did want to fornicate with you, but now I'm kind of wondering, that annoying girl is in the back seat. She's been gone a long time.
If we were chatting up a storm there.
I'm mostly concerned that she'll, come back and interrupt at an inopportune time, but do you think we should go look for her?
Well, how about you get out of the car and you go on foot and I'll go ahead by car.
Great idea. Hum-de-hum-de-hum, walking around trying to find this girl who is a friend of my daughter who I hate. La 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 la. Oh my god, what's that? Oh, that's just Hammersmith coming with his car. But wait, those lights don't look like halogen lights. They look very green. Ah! It happened again.
Back to Principal Wexler Hammersmith, driving in his automobile.
Okay, all right. Let's just turn around here. Well, no, that's okay. What's that sign say? Not a sign, that's a tree. All right. I'm officially lost in the woods. All right, I'll just crank the wheel and turn around. Oh my god. Oh. Baby, is that you? Oh, it's not Baby. Some sort of green glowing woman.
Hey.
What was that?
Hey.
Oh, let me turn off the Lumineers. Let me roll down my window. Excuse me, woman who appears translucent.
Hey.
Oh, damn it. How do I turn off this radio?
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Wexler Hammersmith, just like my father.
And you like to take girls here sometimes?
I do. What brings you to the woods?
I just like being out here.
Well, don't take this the wrong way, but you're creeping me out, so I'm going to roll up my window.
Oh, no, you're not.
Okay, could you just get your hands off my window, please? I'm just going to roll it up.
Nope, I don't think so. I think you're going to step out of the car.
All right, I don't know what you want to do here. I can take my pants off if...
No, I think you've taken your pants off for the last time already.
What are you going to do to me? Just over the shirt action.
Oh no, you've had all the action you're gonna get in your lifetime.
Well, okay, what are you gonna do? Are those fines? Why was I at school on Saturday?
Now you don't have a head. And I'm gonna put it on the radio antenna. Sploosh.
We cut to the next day at Exeter High.
I guess this is Vice Principal Poundstone. And, well, I'm a little confused about why we're here on Sunday, but also, Principal Wexler didn't show up for work today.
Good, I hate that guy.
All right, let's lose the attitude. Principals provide they're a necessary evil in the school system, dealing with superintendents and budget cuts, hiring practices.
So what do you do?
I mostly, I fill up the Gatorade fridge. I put the chips in the vending machine. Daylight savings time, I change all the clocks forward. Occasionally, I hose down the steps when a student vomits on them.
How much you get paid?
$500,000 a year.
Holy shit!
Wow, I want to be vice principal when I'm old.
Me too.
It's a good job. It's great. It's the best job you can get.
I did want to become like a nuclear physicist, but that sounds way better.
Do you ever drink any of the Gatorades?
It's unlimited.
You're an inspiration to us all.
Thanks, guys. Want to see me do a kickflip?
Yeah.
Wow, landed it perfectly.
Shit, this guy's awesome. Can you be like our permanent principal?
I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to be if old Principal Hammersmith doesn't show up, but
I hope he's dead.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
you guys...
Fuck Wexler. Fuck Wexler.
New principal. New principal.
Okay, yeah, all right, I'll do the job. Who gives a shit?
You're getting a raise, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Whatever they're paying you now, we'll double it. Who's we, the students? I don't know how this works.
I don't even know the money just shows up in my account. Excuse me. My name is Officer Ham Sandwich. This is my partner, Officer Bojangles.
Good evening.
We got a few questions for you guys. Is this Crotch Rat?
Hey, what's up? My name's Kyle.
All right. Well, I guess it's good to have you here, ready to ask you a few questions. Well, we have a missing persons report.
Hey, man, I ain't no snitch.
Look, the other night I rapped on the window, and then you let that girl walk home by herself.
Yeah, she wanted to.
Do you know who haunts the fucking swamp? The Green Lady.
Ever heard of her? The Green Lady?
Did you see anything weird happen that night?
Well, let me think. So we were there, we were like making out, like touching our tongues together. The tips of them were going like wiggling against each other, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, officers?
People do that with you? You look like a pimple.
You look like a popped pimple. Dr. Pimple Poppa pimped that pimple already.
You're like cavernous.
You're concave.
Yeah, look at this little concave face.
You're greasier than the Florida Bacon Factory.
Yeah, I could like slip and slide all over your face, which sounded gross just now. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, that sounds like some bad pornography writing. Look, anyways, we got a missing persons report from Debbie Senior, who says his daughter and his granddaughter are both missing. And guess what? We went into the woods, to the swamp. Guess what we found? Didn't find either of them, but we did find Principal Wexler's Hammersmith's head on his fucking radio antenna on his car.
So he is dead. Yay!
Look, I wouldn't be celebrating. You know why? Because you were the last person to see Little Debbie. Why are you laughing?
Do you take Little Debbie's treats?
Why were you laughing about your Little Debbie?
I just never realized that she was Little Debbie, but you're right, that's Little Debbie.
Little Debbie had all kinds of snacks with her. She had honey buns and Swiss rolls, zebra cakes.
No, we did. We chucked all that trash into the swamp after we ate it all.
You did what?
Yeah, we chucked all sorts of garbage in there.
You put garbage in the swamp.
What, is that illegal? Is it legal to litter? Come on.
I mean, yes, one, it's illegal, but also, you've awoken the Green Lady.
The who?
She lives in the swamp. She's been here forever, and we've been really good at keeping her at bay. And now, because you idiots can't stop putting your tongues in each other's ears at that swamp and putting Twinkie bars in there, She's back.
Okay, so go arrest her. You guys are cops. Go arrest her.
And arrest a banshee? That's the first thing you learn day one in police school.
She just cut off a man's head.
So what do you want me to do about it? You got your suspect. You got your perp.
You're the one that started this. You're the one that's got to finish it.
We're putting you out there as bait.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Okay, all right, well, yeah.
Oh,
All right. You're fine with it.
I mean, I got nothing else going on in my life. I've rotated all through the ladies in the school. No one wants to touch me anymore. I might as well be bait. Hey, do you think the green lady, though, is she available?
You know what, kid? You're perfect for this. You're a little shit.
And now back to the swamp. Kyle stands on a big red X, a large net strung above him. Officer Bojangles and Officer Ham Sandwich hide behind a bush, anxiously awaiting to spring their carefully laid trap.
Oh, my name is Kyle. Come get me. Oh, I'm gonna litter. I'm gonna toss this garbage on the ground. Oh, I'm just gonna take this bottle of motor oil and just dribble it all over the soil so that it can't grow trees. I'm gonna ruin this lush soil. It's so good for digging in. They can just like dig right in and stick a tree right in. It's great. It's so good. Oh my god, it's such a nice soil. It feels dirtier. Oh look, it's the green lady.
Oh no, sorry. I was listening to the Lumineers.
You're back.
Oh, hey, green lady. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can you like stick your tongue in my ear?
You're that disgusting kid who brings people here, aren't you? Last time you left not just your little girlfriend, but all that garbage.
I like to litter. Is that illegal? I guess it is. I just got told that it is, but like, suck it, swamp.
I think you're garbage.
Yeah, that's what my mom says to me every day I wake up.
Do you know why?
But I think I'm a disappointment.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
You shouldn't let young ladies walk home from the swamp. You had a car under your ass.
And like an SUV too. We had like 7 seats in that bad boy.
And you just put your STDs all over it, didn't you?
Hey, have you ever heard the expression, sharing is caring?
Well, let me share something with you.
Yeah, just like, do you want to share it right over here by this cage here with this rope? What was that?
Oh, that was just taking out my machete.
Oh, fuck. Bojangles, the fucking green lady has a machete. We never planned for this.
Hey guys, hey officers. I didn't expect that she'd have a machete. What do we
Oh,
do?
you brought some friends.
Oh, fuck, she saw us.
Oh, you're all gonna die.
No. Look, hey, Miss Green Lady, look, we're officers. We're officers of peace. We told this kid to be a good guy, you know? So we were just trying to be good guys, you know? Hey.
Yeah, you know what? We always try and keep the kids away from you. Like, we just try and just keeping things safe.
Yeah, I'm actually a good guy. They told me to litter. I don't normally do that.
No, he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit, actually. He's a piece of shit.
No, take that, not me. I'm so young. I got a whole life to live.
With the police never do anything horrible or bad.
I'll become a better person. I'll stop asking people to stick in my ear.
Okay, I was gonna keep them as my friends to keep me company at the swamp. Little Debbie and Bigger Debbie. But you can have them back because they won't stop fighting and they're driving me fucking crazy. But I do definitely want to kill Kyle.
Okay, we just have a little sidebar here.
Can I join the sidebar?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, sure.
Should we put it to a vote? It's a nay for me. It's a nay for me.
Wait, Green Lady, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
So I was just curious. So you saw 2 ladies, and you just kind of kept them alive somewhere, and then you saw another guy, and you just cut his fucking head off and put it on a car. Why such a vast range of actions that you do here?
Mostly because the guys in this town are pieces of shit.
Hey, you're right about that. Yeah, I porked my way through. Well, let's just say the pork house.
Okay, well, this isn't making your case very well, is it?
I should have shut my mouth, but I'm a guy. I don't know how to do that.
Look, it's the Debbies for Kyle. Do we have a deal?
Yeah, sorry, Kyle.
Hold on. Can I make my case?
Go ahead.
Listen, I know I'm not always a perfect person. I know that sometimes I make mistakes. I know sometimes I mistreat people. sometimes I ask them to stick their tongue in my nose, and they don't want to do that. I know I'm a flawed person. But don't you think flawed people deserve second, or maybe third, fifth chances? I've had a lot of chances in my life. I've gotten it pretty easy, but this time I'll become a real contributor to society. I can do that. I'm Kyle.
Kyle, I'll make you a deal. If I can keep your dick at this swamp for the rest of your life, you can go on and have the rest of your life.
Do I have visitation rights? Maybe once a month I can come and just reattach it.
You can come and look at it, but you can't reattach it.
It's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good deal, Kyle. I gotta say, you should take it.
Will you keep it in good condition?
Kyle, that dick is good. It's gonna fucking rot. Let me tell you, it's gonna rot, and it's already halfway there. The amount of stuff you've done to it.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. It's a pretty bad state. It's a real bad state. The doctors say it's unsalvageable. It was their words.
It looks like someone who microwaved a hot dog for 2 minutes too long.
It looks like a caterpillar that never quite turned into a butterfly.
It just kind of went down to that stage where it's inside the cocoon and just kind of turns into a goo.
Yeah, it's kind of the color that frogs get when they're poisonous, so that you know not to lick them.
It looks like somebody filled up a tube sock with Dijon mustard, the extra seedy bits. That's all bumpy.
Have you seen those behind the scenes videos where they make chicken nuggets and they the meat comes out in this long tube, but it's kind of bumpy and grainy looking? Yeah, it's like that.
It looks like, when a dog has ate its food too fast and it hooks it back up into a log.
You know what? I've been listening to a lot of this. And, Kyle, just keep it. Okay?
No, you can have it.
Just
it's fine.
get the fuck out of here. Okay, you can keep all your Debbies, but I'm gonna stay at the swamp and I'm gonna haunt it for all of time. And if any of you teenagers come here again, I'll kill you, I tell you. I'll kill you like your Principal Wexler.
But, hi, it's me, Vice Principal. And Miss Green Lady, I don't want to be a fancy principal no more, a millionaire. I just want to be a swamp boy with you.
Wow, you're the Vice Principal?
Well, I was until you cut off Principal Wexler's head. Then I had the job offer to become the principal, but I want to abandon it all and live here in the woods with your swampy ass.
I've always had a thing for Vice Principals.
What about guys who could have unlimited access to and fill a Gatorade fridge?
There's only one thing I like more than scaring the shit out of teenage boys.
Berry Frost Gatorade?
Oh my god, it's Berry Frost Gatorade!
Yeah.
I'm dreaming of a green lady. Ah, boy, she really seems like the kind of girl you could lose your head over. And too bad for Kyle. It seems his Yule log will be burning for a long time to come. I know what that feels like. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this Christmas treat, and our ghosts with the most will return soon with more thrills and more chills. But until then, have a very happy holidays. Stay safe and scary. This has been an S&M Experience production, produced and edited by Stephen T. Holmes and Matthew Miner. Theme music provided by John Muter and Birds Got Your Back. Need something made for your creative project? Check out birdsgotyourback.com. Special thanks to the Cultural Collective for the gracious use of their spooky studio space. And if you're looking for more comedy content, subscribe to the S&M Experience on YouTube for monthly sketch comedy videos. And thank you so much for listening. Sleep fright and have pleasant screams. Yes, screams.